Leah tries to clear the air with Dana. Mac puts a stop to Eddie's gig. Tane makes a huge mistake, but will it cost him custody of Archie? And Cash has had enough of being Eden's punching bag.
Archie, get down, okay?
Yeah, so let's talk.
I don't want your mum meeting Archie. End of story.
Well, you won't even consider it.
No? I mean, why would I? If the stories are true, it's too risky.
One quick chat with Cash doesn't make you an expert on my mother.
Except it's not just Cash, is it? Dana feels the same way.
But Dana will never forgive our parents, and I get that. But I really think that Mum deserves a second chance.
Then why would you lie about seeing her?
I was worried you wouldn't understand, and clearly you don't.
It's not complicated. Our job as parents is to protect that boy at all costs, and that's exactly what I'll do.
What does that mean?
I'm not letting your mum set foot near Archie.
And how do you plan on stopping me?
I'll apply for full custody if I have to.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
And who do you think is going to win a custody battle, Tane? Because I'm guessing it's not going to be the parent serving a suspended sentence for kidnapping.
We are Si and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast, your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
I was just reading that apparently next week, Sophie, we are going to get our first 5 p.m. sunset.
Are we? Next week?
Yes!
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, thank God for that. Because it's very grey and dark by 4:30 and not fun at the moment, isn't it?
The weather's dull, grey, miserable. I've not seen the blue sky in I don't know how long.
It's like the 411th day of January.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Ooh.
Been paid and it's all gone already.
I know. I don't call it payday. I call it bill day. Because it literally comes in and then goes out again.
No, I won't say it. How are you? Are you okay?
I know what you're thinking.
Are you all right?
I'm all right. Yes. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. Back at it.
Yes, back at it another week. Why not?
Yeah, why not? What were your thoughts of Home and Away this week?
It's the lunatic week this week on Home and Away. Everyone has lost their tiny mind. And by the end of the week, so had I.
Actually, to be honest with you, the second half of the week really saved it for me.
Really?
Even though everyone just went cray-cray. I thought, because, yeah.
At least it was interesting. I did have a laugh or two. I was just like, why has everyone gone nuts? What is going on? Everyone needs to take a chill pill and check into the clinic for a bit.
Yeah. Maybe like John brought back a really strange airborne disease from
That's what I'm
Harry.
thinking. I'm thinking this is the next like Panny D.
Yeah. And it affects the cognition. Yeah.
Or maybe it's just Irene. Maybe Irene's infected them all. I don't know. Maybe it's not dementia after all, doll. Maybe it's like
those hotel pens that John was handing out.
Yes.
Were laced with something, and when they've touched, could be. Yeah, that'd be a good spin-off, actually.
Yeah. So you've enjoyed it, but you also see the insanity like I did.
Yes. Yeah. And I can't wait to talk about it. Yeah. Actually, we'll talk about, we do these polls now on the Twitter as we do the tweet along during the week. And this week, like, the majority of the votes went for 3 out of 4.
Ooh.
So, people were getting into this.
Okay.
And I think, again, I think the Harper stuff is standing out a bit. Harper and Tane stuff, which if you'd have asked us 6 months ago, it would have been like stuff we were enduring to get to other stuff.
Yes.
So it's quite interesting how that's flipped lately, I will say.
Different dynamic now, isn't it? Which is a bit more interesting, I think. But yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into it. We'll unpack it, I am sure. Do you want to talk about this week's Home and Away?
Go on then.
All right, from the top of the episode of the week, Remy's asking Bree to stay, isn't he? She announced she was off to the Doctors Sans Frontières last week, and there must be a reason you haven't accepted it, he says to her. And I thought, how unfair a question is that? Really, really upset with him, with this. Because I think that's awful of her. He's already ran to her and begged her last week. I mean, that was the cliffhanger last week. Don't go. Don't go. What about us? That you wrecked and cheated on me with it. You know what I mean? I just thought, how dare you? You don't get a say here. Look at me sticking up for Brie. And even Sonny finds himself giving Brie a little advice this week. And I mean, why change the habit of a lifetime? Because she's about the only person he hasn't given advice to lately. He's solving everyone's issues, isn't he, that lad? And ultimately, she then ends up telling Remy, I'm going to go. It's my life. We've had our moment. And this is my life, my terms, and off I am going to go. So thoughts. I mean, we've been here a few times with Brie in terms of near exits. But I think we've been expecting Brie's exit for a while, haven't we? And this feels like it. And if you saw the trailer tonight, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And what about the way she's going?
I don't know. I think I've got mixed feelings about the way she's going. I think it's a good thing for her. I think it's a good storyline. It makes sense, doesn't it, for her? It's not something random. It's something practical and logical, which is what I think Brie is. It's just, I don't think it's that an exciting exit. Like, if I was going to be written out of a show, I think I'd rather be like blown up or shot or
blaze of glory.
Do you know what I mean? But I think this makes sense. It's not a dramatic exit. It is very believable. She's a doctor, and of course this is something that she's interested in doing. She's mentioned it before, so it's not out of the blue. So although I find it a bit boring as an exit, it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess I'm a bit like, well, we sort of did this a year ago, and she probably should have done it then, is where I'm at. Because
I think we dragged it out too long. Yeah, you're right.
When I think about what she's done since then, I can probably count how many scenes on one hand. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
And nothing for herself. All the scenes have been about other people,
Yeah, I mean, she's at the hospital, so generally those kind of characters end up like that, don't they? To some degree.
But she's got no personal life.
She had there was nothing written out. Yeah, you're right. Outside of the Remy stuff, which was hard work, watching at the best of times, right? And when they were together, I recall us sat on here on this podcast, Sophie, saying all they do is go to work. Like, they don't, you know what I mean? There was no real investment. And I'm looking back and I'm thinking, this exit is very Brie.
Yes.
Low key, like blink and you miss it. Are we even going to be talking about Brie in a fortnight's time? Probably not.
No.
And there's a tinge of sadness, but also like not caring. That sounds awful, doesn't it?
No, I don't think it is, and I don't think it's our fault. I think a lot of the viewers are thinking the same thing. She just hasn't been given the spotlight enough to make us feel that much for her. She is just the doctor, and it'll be obvious that she's missing when there's a hospital drama, and it'll be like, oh yeah, there's no doctor, there's only Levi now. That's when it'll be obvious. But in terms of the day to day, I'm not going to be like seeing a salt scene and going, where's Brie? Or seeing a diner scene and going, where's Brie? I'm not going to miss Brie 95% of the time.
Yeah, she literally doesn't cross your mind anywhere else, does she, in the bay?
No. And I think
her friendships with Kirby, and she's gone.
Yeah, and Rose, and she's gone. And Xander, he's gone. There wasn't anything keeping her back, and I think that's the problem. I think she should have left around this, although it would have been a mass exodus and everyone would have moaned because it'd be like 3 or 4 characters leaving at once. But when Rose, Kirby, and Xander left, it was really Brie's time to go, and she's kind of overstayed her welcome a bit. since then, because they've not given her. If they'd given her something else, if they've given her another friend or something outside of work to get her teeth into, then I wouldn't be saying that. But because she's just been hanging around like a fart in a lift for 6 months, she has though, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, yeah, she's finally going. I do think Remy is being an absolute pig, because the whole, oh, you're hesitating, it must be because of me. I'm sorry, but we've called this a life-changing... She's said it's a life-changing decision. She said that to like 3 or 4 people. Life-changing decisions require some thought. It's not everybody gets to run off at the drop of a hat with their gym bag, Tane. So some of us have to plan, and she's moving abroad, and she's got a mum somewhere that's recently bereaved, and she'd be thinking about that. And you know what I mean? She's not just moving to like Queensland; she's moving abroad.
Yeah.
She's doing a completely different job to what she's used to. She'll have a completely different lifestyle to what she's used to, and it's a massive decision. And he's like, "Oh, you're hesitating because of me," and I'm like, "She's hesitating because it's a massive life-changing decision."
Yeah, you're right.
You pig.
Yeah. Big-headedness again.
I know.
It's these glimpses of the old Remy.
Yes.
That they every now and then they surface, don't they? And I'm not being funny, but in order for him to get past what had happened with them, he threw himself into this record label. He's got all that. He's got that focus. She's doing the exact same thing, and she does not need the guilt that you didn't have to endure.
Yes. And
he has guilt in another way. But...
The first thing he did was went off the rails, didn't he? And got drunk and did stupid things. That's the first thing he did. Punched Cash and all that stuff. She didn't go off the rails, and now she's decided, I'm going to put me first. I'm going to make a big decision. But do you know what? You don't make a big decision like that quickly and just go.
No. I tell you what is funny though, is that she's just fought for like security at the hospital and all that stuff, and then she goes like into war zones. But
yeah, she's not gonna get a bloody beeper alarm and a walkie-talkie.
No,
yeah,
no,
yes.
But yeah. Au revoir, Brie. I think we're about to witness that. Let's see how low-key it is. That's what we'll play the low-key game next week. Leah, not so low-key, is apologising to Lacey this week. And let bygones be bygones and all that jazz. And it's shocking everybody, including Elf. Can the Langhams now move on? So I think not. I think not, personally. Dubious. Justin, he's asking Sarge, look, where's your impact statement, mate? Of everybody here, you've lost as well, and you've been affected. And I was watching this because obviously this then spurs Sarge to do his impact statement, doesn't it? Which he was going to dismiss. He was police hat on, wasn't he, doing it for everybody else. But I was watching him do it, and I was thinking about yours and mine's conversation about David before the Christmas break last season on the pod. I
was going to say, I thought you were going to say last week on First Look, and I was like, I'm not that again.
No, but if you haven't listened to last week's First Look, it's a right laugh. Oh, listen.
We got it very wrong about David's challenging week or whatever it was. Yes.
Thankfully, we got it very wrong because I couldn't have done that over my cornflakes. Last season on the pod, and we were talking about Dave's coldness at quite a lot of length, actually, and I found him quite detached, and I was struggling to warm to him. You were telling me about the grief and stuff, and I was watching him do this impact statement this week, and I was thinking, do you know what? He's that process he's done, that mechanism he's put in place is just to switch off, shut down, go behind this shield, this I call him miserable Sarge. This miserable man is him trying to push everything down. I was just thinking about what you were telling me when I was watching it. Do you know what I mean? I thought, is this a moment for him?
Yes. Was I in your head? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
that's all right. You often are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a haunting voice, aren't I? I know. I do think it's that. I do because when you were saying last year, oh, he's such a misery guts, and I was like, I agree with you, but what's he got to be happy about?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
his life's a bit shit, doll, you know. So I kind of got it, and I think you're right. I think possibly now, especially now that he's had to say it out loud, because I think that helps, doesn't it? If you're kind of the kind of person that bottles it up, which I think he is, and he's been bottling up and trying to be strong for Lacey, trying to be strong for Joe, trying to keep the peace between them for 18 months because they've been constantly kicking off at each other, and now they've. They seem to be moving on and being friends. And there was that scene this week where they were in the bedroom having a chat about boys, and he was in the living room smiling to himself because he could hear them laughing and that kind of thing. And it felt like more of a cohesive family unit, didn't it? And I thought now he's got that, and now he's got the chance to get how he feels off his chest and say, he took my wife away from me. He took my life away from me. Is this now the chance for Sarge to sort of not get over it, but move on and sort of get on with life a bit more, maybe live life a bit more than he has been?
Let's see, maybe he'll loosen up a bit.
I don't know whether he'll go that far, but I can't imagine him getting loose. I don't know. Just
not.
He is a bit of an old school copper.
Yeah,
you know what I
he
mean?
is. He is. But it will be nice to see him integrate a bit better.
Yes.
And as you say, he's got his girls back now, cohesive. Dare we say it? We were talking about a love interest, weren't we, at one point?
God, I forgot about that.
I think in order to, this family needs work, and I think he's the crux of it. To a lesser extent, Joe.
Yeah.
Who is officially Josephine. That's just not going to work for me.
I spotted that as well. I was like, oh, Si's going to be gutted that she's not Jolene. Josephine.
Yeah, well, Tamsin, friend of the pod, who named her Jolene, we've agreed it's sticking.
Yes.
Josephine, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Not tonight, Josephine. Yes.
So it'd be interesting. I'm ready for this to happen, and if it's not happening, I'm ready for someone to die. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. No, the death already. We already just put away the old black clothes.
I told you. I think
Theo.
the show is going bold, big and bold.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
I said that last year.
Okay.
Yes, but you're right. Yes, we're going to be like EastEnders when they just gave it and made an Undertaker's set.
That's true. And Coronation Street. Coronation Street have got a funeral parlour as well. Yeah.
There we go. I mean, biggest business in town.
It is. That's what I would do. If I moved to Summer Bay, that's the first thing I would yeah.
Recession proof.
Yeah, it is, especially there.
As is most things, really.
Oh dear.
Later in the week, things do seem a bit calmer after all this, and Leah and Lacey are getting on, as I said earlier, and she wants to invite Sonny over for dinner, I suppose Dana as well. And she's challenged a bit by Justin, because Justin's obviously aware of this attachment thing, and she just says it's just about giving back, really, isn't it? And it's about this wanting to thank Sonny, or is it? I don't know. I'm thinking Leah is just trying to keep him closer for longer. And there's this moment, isn't there, where Dane has got a lot going on. We're going to get onto it in a minute, but he's exactly as we said would happen. He's requiring more time with Dana, isn't he? And this is becoming a bit of an issue because Leah then feels outside, and as Justin tells everybody, she's doing much better, she's doing well. I think she's just better at masking it now, personally. And then there's this moment where Sonny has to go to her, doesn't he, and say, look, I need to sort of step back a bit. I need you to lean more on Justin. And she agrees in principle, but rather than actually do that, she then goes on this weird, I'm going to clear the air with Dana. I'm going to go around there and see what problem she's got with me. And Dana's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you. But obviously she's got personal stuff. She doesn't share that personal stuff. And I imagine if she did, Leah might back off a bit. But there's no way Dana has to. Yeah. And I think Dana's right to not involve a third party. She's It's her stuff, you know.
And also, it's about a really sensitive topic about her mum being a drug addict. You know what I mean? That's not something you tell everybody and their neighbour. You know what I mean? It's just
exactly.
Yeah.
But Leah's like, just now she's seeing Dana as a blocker, isn't she, to her and Sonny? She's sort of sounding this a bit off with Marilyn, isn't she, in various sort of in between scenes at the diner, and even Marilyn's trying to be like, so what? And you know, when Marilyn thinks it's crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's this other. She decides that she's going to take it upon herself to go back to see Dana again because, you know, obviously it's not worked, this conversation. I understood we cleared the air. Clearly we haven't because Sonny's going nowhere near me and declining my dinner invites, etc., etc. No one's home, so she helps herself to the key under the mat. I mean, oh my God.
Couldn't look at this.
I can't deal with any more contrivance or whatever the word is. Oh. Because I was watching this scene, you know, when it was like she was knocking on the door, I thought it was going to be a plant pot, isn't there?
Yes, I was waiting for a plant pot.
Yeah, I just thought, oh, gee, God. Lets herself into Dana's house. And then, of course, Dana comes home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, what you doing here? It's just like, I was cringing a bit, you know, and I don't know what I'm supposed to take from this. I really don't.
Yes. No, neither do I. And I've been waiting all week to talk to you about this because obviously you're president of the Dana fan club. And one of the things that I think raised my eyebrow and got me nervous, and I wondered if it happened to you as well, was every time Leah talks about Dana, she says, "Oh, it's about her." And it was getting my back up.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it's getting to me, this is definitely getting to Si.
Yeah. It was driving me mad. And there's something else that drove me mad as well I'll come to in a moment. But the fact that Leah's almost referring to her as the other woman.
Yeah.
That's how deep this has got. I think this is way out of control. And Justin is sleepwalking, thinking she's doing miles better.
Yes. Yeah. And the other thing I thought of when I was watching this was, you know how she's been so angry with Lacey, because obviously she's been blaming Lacey for Theo's death and stuff. That anger doesn't normally disappear overnight, even though she's buried the hatchet with Lacey. That, you know, she's still angry that Theo's dead. She's still pissed off that he's been taken away. And I thought, is that anger, now that she can't direct it at Lacey, is it going to be redirected towards her being Dana? And is it kind of like, because Sonny is an extension of Theo, is then Dana an extension of Lacey? And is it
God,
I don't know. Am I reading too much into that?
Maybe, but it's a good working theory. See, I'm a bit dubious about whether she actually has buried the hatchet with Lacey, or whether it's all a front and she's just like bored now, and she's just basically putting face on a front for Justin. So like she's like, oh look, right, we're fine now, and Justin's gonna back off her a bit. You know,
I hadn't thought of that actually.
That's where I'm going with it. And of course that's gonna last 5 seconds, isn't it? I'm expecting it to implode on Monday's episode.
God.
If that is the case, if that is true.
But she's so blind. Like, they came into the diner, didn't they? And she said, "Oh, come for dinner." And poor Dana, she had to say, "I'm not really in the mood for socialising, but thanks very much." You know, put her on the spot. And before that, Sonny's arm was around her. He was clearly comforting Dana in the diner. Leah was watching it, so I thought she was getting it. Then she walks into her house before she lets herself in. She walks into the house, and Dana's lying face down on the sofa. And I thought, if you walk into someone's house and you see someone lying face down on the sofa, you don't go, "Oh hi, I've come to clear the air because I think you've got a problem with me." You go, "Are you okay?" What a normal person would do is go, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Show a bit of compassion and interest in her, offer to help. And Leah is normally like that.
Yes.
Leah would normally get all in there and make tea and sit down and, and we need to go for a walk on the beach and sort this out. And Leah's normally, that's why I don't think any of this is right. I don't think it's true. I think it's an act.
I think you're right. There's got to be an explanation for it, because even later on when she has let herself in and she's there and Dana's going, "This is weird, get out of my house." And Leah's like, "But I just want to clear the air with you because you've got a problem with me." And she's like, "No, I've got my own stuff going on." She has to say it again. Dana's said it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I've got stuff going on in my life. Even Sonny said it when he went to see her and said, "Leah, I need to back off because Dana needs me." And she was going, "Oh, it's about her, it's about her," missing the whole thing that he said about how Dana needs my support right now because she's going through the ringer. She's been told like 4 times, but she's not hearing it.
I know. I really struggle with Leah at the best of times, but this is hard. And do you know what? Like, when you are grieving, like, there is that element, isn't there, of like, why is the rest of the world carrying on? My whole world has stopped. You know, why is that supermarket open and acting normal? You know, like, why are these people going to work? You know, there is that element, isn't there, of why the world is carrying out that weird sort of disconnect from the world because you're stuck. And so I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I think we're crossing into weird behaviour now territory.
I agree with you, and I would agree with you more if I think Dana was skipping around all happy and loved up, and you know, but she's not. True. She's going, "I'm going through the ringer. I'm having a really hard time. I'm not feeling sociable. I'm going to lie face down on the sofa." And Leah's like, "Is it about her? Is it about her? Is it?
Why don't you like me and Sonny?"
God.
Now I'll tell you the other thing that has wound me up about Dana is the clothes.
The clothes?
The dishevelled Dana clothes, which is baggy shirt buttoned in the middle of various colours. And all week, because she's upset, she's never worn clothes like that before. So it's like dishevelled cash, isn't it? When the hair's down, we know something's up. So just make a note that when Dana wears baggy shirt, oversized, she's not in a good mood.
It's comfort clothes, isn't it? I'm the same. I'll put on the biggest, baggiest jumper when I feel sad.
Yeah. So that's another telltale sign. Yes.
I hadn't actually picked up on it, but I will be looking for it now. Yes. Well spotted.
One of them was denim, but don't start, Si.
It wasn't an Ed Gamble fake denim jacket.
I don't think so, but I did try and tell.
Oh. Okay.
Right, Eddie this week. Obviously, it was going to be his gig at the Salt tonight. Matt's not approved it, and when she does find out, she stops it all. It's all very unprofessional looking, this, isn't it? If you were Eddie, you'd just be like, "What is this record label? I haven't even got a tape recorder, let alone any other equipment. I've got." They're booking gigs at places without permission. What on earth is this? Right. What on earth? And it's Salt, like we said it would be.
Lol.
So he's telling Joe, isn't he, that he's celebrating, and this is Remy now. And, you know, Tane basically... Sorry, no, Eddie. Not Remy. Eddie and Joe celebrating. Tane sees them, doesn't he? And she melts a bit because I think at that moment, you know, when they sat at the bar, Tane's like, "I've come to pick up more takeaway."
Take away for one. Take away for one.
It looked like Eddie clocked it, but maybe not.
I don't know. I can't decide whether he was testing the water because he ran off and spoke to Tane long after, and I thought, I don't. Is he testing that what Joe said is true? I don't know.
Yeah, because obviously he says to Joe, doesn't he, like, someone you know, just my personal trainer, and then literally next scene he's like, "Thanks for training her." And I'm thinking,
but the wording, he said, "Thanks for putting her through her paces" or something. I was like, ew. I was literally cringing, and then he was like, "Oh, can I come along for a few sessions?" I was like, "Hey, up! You don't know what you're inviting yourself into here, mate."
Didn't see that on first look.
No.
And then obviously, like, because the way Joe positioned this on pause the week before was that she loved this person. He's turned up out of the blue, and he was really good about it. And he was like, well, we've just started this thing. So, like, if you need a minute to work out stuff, fair enough. Next thing, like, they're out having a glass of wine in the afternoon together. You know, he's seeing them celebrating other things. You know what I mean? And I think Tane got a little bit green-eyed monster.
There was a wine the night before and a breakfast the next morning, which looks like a carry on from the night before, but they actually did meet up again the next morning. But to the untrained eye or to the unknowing brain, you think, oh, that's the morning after, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And crucially, that breakfast included Sarge.
Exactly.
One approval that Tane will never get,
you
know, because of their run-ins. So all this compounding into Tane just basically, and do you know what? As it comes out now, I'm stopping myself. I actually was with him in this bit because I was like, he has been done dirty a bit. She's misrepresented what's going on here a little bit. You know, she has these feelings for him. She should have said to Tane, yeah, I'm not into this. I'm really sorry. This is a bit shit of me. You know, him turning up has made me realise that you're not what I need or what I want, and I'm sorry if you did get a feeling. But before this goes any further, I think we need to stop. What she has done is tried to have a cake and eat it, and then she hated it when Tane pulled her out on it during that workout class. She hated it
because in her mind, she thinks she's been honest and told him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on pause. I mean, you know, she then doesn't see him, doesn't do anything with it, you know, and she's not told Eddie about him.
No.
That's the main thing here. She's not said to Eddie the same thing. Look, I was dating him, and oh, he's just someone. He's just a friend. He's just a PT. What's that going to make Tane feel like?
I know, but then why didn't she tell Eddie? Did she not tell him because she knew that he would tell her dad, and the whole point of it was to not tell Sarge? I don't know.
I don't know. You can't tell because she don't give us much. But I don't know. I was just face value. She's into Eddie more.
Oh no? Yeah.
Were you thinking more?
No, I think the same thing. But I would guess I was trying to think of a reason why. All week I've been trying to give sort of wait for a scene where she's explained it to him, and she hasn't really, has she? Because I thought she might say, well, if I tell Eddie what happened between you and me, he'll definitely mention it to my dad. And we agreed that...
I didn't think of that, but you're right, yeah.
We agreed not to tell anybody. So I was not telling anybody, because if I told Eddie, that would be me telling someone, and that's not what we agreed. I don't know, I expected a throwaway line like that. It wouldn't necessarily excuse what she did, but it might give a rationale for why she did it. But yeah, it's looking more like you say, she just wants to keep them all happy and keep her options open.
Yeah, it does, which is not looking good on her. And now, let me tell you, she needs all the good press she can get out here in the wild. Do you know what I mean?
Looking at the hashtag, I would agree with you.
She needs all the damn help she can get. She's doing herself no favor. I mean, after that, I mean, I'm a bit worried about where this is going, because I did say to her, I'm not in the mood for a love triangle. I'm not into. But then Tane, in his heartbreak about it all, decides, I know, I'm going to take my baby to Mac, who is newly without baby.
Yes.
And spend the day there, which felt really weird.
Awkward.
I thought that's not really what I would have done.
No, I felt incredibly awkward the minute he turned up there. I mean, luckily, she's decided to be in a good mood this week still.
I know, thank God for him.
Because he could have got both barrels.
I'll Levi, because he seems to be the punching bag.
That's true. But I was half expecting, I was kind of wincing when he turned up with the baby. I was half expecting to say, are you serious? You've turned up to my house with a baby when I'm grieving a loss of a baby. And I was like, oh no, she's going to go mad again. But luckily she went the other way because she's still in a good mood for some random reason. Yes.
Do you know when you're in the room watching TV on your own and you're shocked at something, you do that thing where you look to see if anyone's also shocked, but they're not there? That's what I did. I was like, what? He's taking a baby to her.
Yep.
And she tells him to stop sitting around like a pork chop and do something about it. So I'm a bit worried that he will do.
Well, he just buggered off after that, didn't he, basically? So, yeah.
Well, let's get on to that. So rather than, I'm expecting him to then go sort of, jumping feet first into some sort of fight for Joe.
Oh, because I wasn't sure what Mac's advice was, because Mac was like, get back out there, get back out, get back in the game. And I didn't know whether she meant like try and win the girl or try and make her jealous and go on a date with someone else in front of her.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know.
This is why two minds are good, because we see things different way. I definitely took it as go and get the girl.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure because I could see it going either way. Like
Well, I can now you've said it.
either play her own game and like turn up to Salt with a girl on your arm. You know what I mean? It'd be like, what? We're on pause. What do you mean? What do you mean? We're on pause, weren't we? Don't you think? Hey, aren't I just your trainer? This is Melody or whoever it is. You know what I mean? Or it could be play dirty and try and win the girl. I don't know.
Well, he ended up sidetracked.
Yes, well, that did happen.
Thank God. Thank God. So we'll have to that's probably coming. We'll find out. But Harper's back in the midst of all this going on. And Dana's not happy, is she? Now, this is where President of the Dana fan club needs to hold his hands up, right? Because for everything Dana is, I don't think, and this is a very much character pattern of hers now. I think we've well established this, haven't we? In that she generally tends to mess things up and is very emotional about things and never really goes about things the right way initially. She constantly has to backtrack on that. I think we can safely say that, can't we? And I'll hold my hands up and agree to that as time's gone on, because there are parts of her character traits that I don't really like. And there was a part this week where she's in a bad mood about Harper and she's not heard from her and she wants to know, but she's telling everyone she doesn't want to know. And she's giving everyone a hard time. She's yelling at John about the flag. She's yelling at anyone who walks near her. And that's part of her that I don't think I enjoy.
No,
too well.
I don't know, but it's difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you enjoy a flawed character, you enjoy that kind of them not being perfect. But this with Dana, it's not just about being flawed; it's about being a bit of an arsehole.
Yeah, it doesn't come with any complexity, does it? She's just being a nasty cow,
yeah.
And it's you can't really pick that apart in any complex way. You know what I mean? And when Harper, I'm totally with you. When Harper gets back, like it just surfaces, doesn't it? And then Tane happens to be within earshot, and then spitefully, which is a word that I didn't think was going to use too often with Dana, but I am doing these days. Spitefully, she says to Tane where Harper's been, knowing that Harper didn't want him to know. It's none of Dana's business, really, what Harper wants baby daddy to know and not. Do you know what I mean? Keep your nose out, right? Regardless of your opinions. So then this starts this war between Harper and Tane, which from a performance perspective, I've enjoyed. I've loved it. Where Tane is really unhappy that Harper has been spoken to her mum and that mum has asked about Archie. There's this scene, isn't there, when they're back at the house and he's like, she's going nowhere near my son, end of. Has she got your number? Does she know where you live? The answer to all these questions are no, but Tane still feels like suddenly Putin's on his way with a nuke. Do you know what I mean?
It was so dramatic. Yeah.
What is going on? These scenes between Tane and Harper, though, they are so good at these conflict scenes. The actors, I do enjoy them from a performance perspective, and I think Jessica Redmayne is so good at this stuff. I've said this before, and I actually, because Harper's been very difficult to get on side with. Over the years, we've had to go on a bit of a journey with her, haven't we? And it's been trying a lot of the time. But I think, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna open it up to you, and I'm just gonna ask you where you're landing with this row here.
Again, not the biggest Harper fan in the world. I'm not going to pretend I am. But it's hard not to come down on her side with this, because it's like, I don't really understand Tane's logic at all this week. Okay, it got took out of her hands, and she should have told him the truth. She should have given him, a heads up on, I did go to see my mum. Maybe she would have if Dana hadn't just jumped in and blurted it out. Maybe she would have told him eventually. So I feel for her that it's got taken out of her hands and she hasn't been able to control the narrative around what she did and everything, even though it's her fault because she lied, etc. But I did feel sorry for her. And I do feel sorry for her that he's just run off with the baby without telling her where he's going. I think that was really cruel, really not cool. And just really, really Tane, really hothead, dramatic, unnecessary nonsense to put her through overnight. So I am on her side in that respect. I just don't understand Tane's logic at all. I can't get my head. The thing that I've struggled with the storyline is, although it's enjoyable from a drama point of view, I cannot get my head around his logic of why he ran off in the first place. Because he says something like, "Does she know where we live?" And Harper says, "No, she's got my phone number. That's it. She doesn't know where we live." So I was like, so she doesn't know where you live. She's not on her way round. She hasn't sent a message saying, "I'm coming over. I'm coming to stay with you." Why did he feel like it was so urgent that he needed to take off right now, not tell anybody, turn his phone off, ignore all his calls? I've just found this it's took me out of the storyline, because I'm like, well, you wouldn't do that. He's got a business in the Bay. He's got a house in the Bay. You can't go on the run with a child forever. He's got a criminal record. He's not allowed to leave the state because he's on probation. What is the plan here? And this completely took me out of the storyline, because I was too busy going, this is absolutely bloody ridiculous. And it kind of almost, I didn't enjoy it because I was too busy going, this is completely unbelievable. I know it's a soap, but even for Home and Away, this was, for me, just so OTT and so out of the left field. I was like, what is the plan here? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, there wasn't a plan, was there? For me, so I think I wasn't taken out of it as much as you were, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I took it as it all centered around that C word, custody, in that argument. And I think I linked it, we were talking about this the other night when it went out, weren't we? But I linked it to the rejection from Joe.
Yes.
And him being upset about that, spending the day with Mark, being, some other bloke's got my woman. And now now Harper's come back. They're not seeing eye to eye on an issue, and she's basically said, "I'm going to win custody if you don't have a choice here either." Like it's all about control. He doesn't have control about Jo and what she's going to do. He doesn't really have control about what's going to happen to Archie and his mum. She could just take him one day and it'd be done. And I think that's what we were supposed to take from it. It probably wasn't explicit enough, or I'm clutching, one of the two, right?
I think what you said makes sense, though. That does it as a way to sort of try and what Tane does.
Explain it, yeah.
Is just he does want to be in control of everybody. He is a control freak, and he is a narcissist, and he does want to be the one in charge. You know what I mean? So from that point of view, it does make sense. I think until I'd spoken to you, I just couldn't see that. I was just going, why is he being so thick and annoying?
Yeah. But do you know what the worst thing is, talking about being thick? Nobody mentioned custody. He did.
I know. He brought it up. Yeah.
He went 100 miles an hour. Yeah. Like, how many times do parents disagree on things? I mean, Cash says it, doesn't he? Like, when he's trying to bang the rest together.
Thank God for Cash.
How many times? Again. But, like, I'm not being funny, but, like, it must happen all the time where someone's like, oh, the kids aren't seeing your mother.
Yes.
Or, like, such a body's a witch, they're not seeing her. Or, it must happen all the time. But he's gone, nope. and I'm going to get custody if you try it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That line though, when Harper comes back and he's like, and who's going to get custody, Tane? Because it ain't going to be you who's on a suspended sentence for kidnapping.
Exactly.
And it's like, how does he not know this stuff? Do you know what I mean?
But that's why I'm like, why is he so thick?
Yeah, well, you know what it tells me? His rehabilitation is doing no work for him.
It's true.
The suspended sentence is useless.
It's not a deterrent at all, is it?
No. Because then he takes, like you say, takes off again, leaves a note, and leaves her. I mean, in his eye, he explains it because he rocks up at YCPD the next day with the babes in arms, doesn't he? And it's baby girl. I mean, where's it been all night, freezing its tits off, right? And then
Jimmy Tane or the baby?
Both.
Because he only had a vest on from the gym.
Oh yeah. Where? Do you know what I mean?
They've both been freezing their tits off all night. Yeah.
And in his eyes, he's like, why is she even questioning safeties with me? Like, of course he's safe. And Cash is like, he doesn't even know what to say, right? But why can he not get into his head that you can't just take babies away from their mothers? Yeah. And them not be worried.
Because he knows best, he knows best. He grew up in a big family. He knows all about family.
Drives me mad.
Blah. He's the worst person to lecture anyone on family.
Yeah.
Oh.
He won't be told, will he? He will not be told.
Righteous pig.
Yeah. And he won't ever learn. He will not learn. It's sometime after this and Harper is absolutely, she's physically shaken. Like I say, performances, I can't knock. I really can't knock them. And she's lawyering up, right? Because she's had enough, right? And this is a shock to him. And I'm like, how? How is this a shock to you?
Yeah.
Like, you've taken her kid, left her, I think he can't say, I'm still getting the silent treatment. You took a kid and didn't tell her where it was all night.
Yeah. Imagine if it was the other way around. Imagine if she'd done that. She'd whisked Archie off to her mum's without telling him. He would have gone absolutely spare.
Yeah.
He would have gone mad.
And I'm really he absolutely would have, and he would have been at the police. He wouldn't have been giving her these chances and these voicemails and all the rest of it. Ultimately, I need that kid back. If I'm going to go to the police, Dana really disappointed me as well because I think you need to choose your moment. I think she seemed much like Leah, actually, which is quite ironic given her experience with Leah this week, but seemed to be incapable of seeing two sides to a story. And only really, and it's strange that she wasn't. Disagree with your sister about your mum, okay? But like when she discovered the whole Tane taking the baby thing, and Harper was worried, she was not really very supportive of her sister, and I found that jarring.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't even think it was about Tane or the fact that she was on Tane's side. I think she just wanted to have a dig at her sister. I don't think it was anything about her taking his side. I think it was just... I think she was twisted. I think she was so pissed off that Harper's brought all this drama back into her life and brought this, kind of threat of her mum turning up in the bay and uprooting everything and ruining the peace and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it was about taking Tane's side. I think it was just having a jab at Harper, like hitting her where she hurts.
Yeah, in other words, making it about herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I don't like.
No.
I don't know why Dana's got this side to her.
No.
Really don't like it. All Harper needed in that moment was a sister to reassure her. Normally, when it comes to kids, you sort of put differences aside, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Those sort of scenes where we didn't know where Archie and Tane were, rather than saying, don't call the police, don't do this, don't do that. Why don't you just sit her down and calm her down and reassure her and maybe help her? Maybe you call Tane and see if he'll answer the phone to you. Don't scream at her.
Yes.
I was like, what is going on?
I know. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a good character trait, like you say. It's not. Yeah, because you want to like her, but then you're just like, oh,
I know.
it's
Really cross,
Yeah, it is a bit of a character assassination. I know. Yeah.
Again.
So
we'll see where we go from here. I'm not holding my breath, Sophie.
No. I mean, I think it's pretty normal, and I don't know, I guess when the heat dies down, I think it's pretty normal for a couple that is no longer together, that have a child together, that are trying to co-parent. It's pretty normal to have some kind of, I wouldn't say custody schedule, because that sounds a bit formal, but some kind of co-parenting plan.
Formality.
Yeah, to say, right, I'm going to, even if they live together, which they do at the moment, I'm going to have Archie overnight Monday to Wednesday. So that means if you wanted to go out for dinner, or if you wanted to do something on those days, I don't have to go to work, or I don't have any arrangements, and then you have him Thursday, Friday, Sunday, or whatever, and then every other Saturday, we take it in turns, so that we at least get one Saturday where we can go and do life or whatever. That's pretty normal for co-parents to come up with something to kind of, I don't know.
I agree. In fact, I wouldn't not have one.
Exactly.
Like everyone knows where they stand.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what time children are supposed to be dropped off and picked up.
You do the nursery run on Monday, Tuesday morning. I'll do the nursery run on Thursday, Friday morning. They don't go to nursery on Friday, or whatever, whatever the schedule is.
Yeah. And whilst it's taken a massive blow up to get there, I think what it represents is more, to Tane, is more the problem here, in that Tane was kidding himself in thinking that, he had a very different image of what his life would be.
Yeah.
He had this, like you say, the family, this notion of what the family is, and it's turned out incredibly different for him.
Yes.
And they were kidding themselves. He's got her in the house. That was his idea. He is trying to keep up this illusion of, I think his version of co-parent is that he is there 100% of the time. He's fully involved. But actually, the reality is they are not co-parenting. They're parents of the same child.
They are.
And, the reality is that they need to face that they're separate. And I agree with you. I think it's very normal to have it written down in a legal document of who should be where. And that's the thing that he won't want, because that's not very family.
No.
That's very clinical and very legal.
It is,
and that's not family.
It protects him as well, because it, off the back of this, if she does decide to go and take Archie to see her mum, he can say, well, you're not having him today because it's my day.
And literally that agreement could literally be 50-50. Like they can hash it out,
Yeah.
But I think the days of them in the house pretending are over. And I'm cheering Harper on for it. I think it's about time she did do this. I mean, Cash did advise him, look, legally,
you can't kidnap your own child.
Like it's your child, but you shouldn't be doing it. And I think the family courts might look at it different. So we'll see if we end up there. Cash had his own stuff we've got time to talk about this week. In that another female character doing my tree in this week is Eden. And she's banging on about unhappy her life is. She's just a wife, isn't she? And it's Cash saw, he saw his ass a bit, didn't he? And I don't blame him. I think I would have said, you know what? Fuck off then. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about newlyweds here, right? And she's not just saying what am I going to do? I'm in a bit of a rut at the minute. professionally. She's saying things like, "My future is a void," and I'm thinking, you just agreed to marry this guy forever.
She's so emo. I think she's listening to a bit too much My Chemical Romance this week. I think. Oh dear.
Not just me, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
So of course, Cash takes it personally. I think I would have actually.
Yes. Who wouldn't?
You've just agreed to spend your whole life with me in sickness and in health, and then
In the void.
3 weeks later, it's like you've got no future, just void.
It's so goth.
What?
Oh, dear.
And then Dana then asks Levi for marriage advice, and then I just fell off the sofa.
Yeah.
Mr. Ruin Marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it ironic? And then, Cash, at the same time, Cash has gone to John, who's like, "Well, you great lump, what did you think?" Of course she feels, you didn't think you'd be the only one in her life. And I thought, that's not really how the conversation went down, John. If you were there, it wasn't like, "Oh, my life is just you now, so like I'm a bit fed up." It was more like, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to jump on."
Nothing to live for.
I've got nothing left. So ultimately they talk and end up apologising, and then randomly, literally left field, she then Googles volunteering. I don't see it.
No. Weird.
She's never mentioned that before.
I really don't understand any of it. I know her and Remy are having a bit of a thing between the two of them right now, but she's an artist. He's got a recording studio and a record label. Like, is it me? 2 + 2 = 4. Let's just get on with this.
No, it's not just you. It's ridiculous. Why are we doing this big merry dance? She's really lacking focus here. She doesn't know what she wants to do.
No.
Is this a sign the writers are running out of things for Eden?
Yes, but it's the wrong time for that, because I would have said yes, they're running out of things for Eden before we had record label. Because last year, there wasn't anything for her to do last year. You know, the band was on hiatus indefinitely. There was, and Remy was too busy brooding over Brie and the breakup and him cheating on her and all that sort of stuff. So I would have said last year there wasn't anything for Eden to do in the Bay, because apart from her job at Salt, what else could she do? You know, work in the board shop, work in the diner. There wasn't really a space for her, but there is a space now. And if Remy doesn't want her to work with him at the record label, then why isn't she there writing songs, or even like ghostwriting songs? Not even for her, if she doesn't want to do that herself, but she could ghostwrite some for Eddie to sing if Eddie's the first.
Yeah, this is the age old. The opportunity is not going to come for you. You've got to go out there and make it happen, haven't you?
And so I don't know why we're painting her into this corner. And maybe it's because it's the long road to discovering that actually she does want to be an artist. But the only thing I know about her, the only thing she ever lights up about, the only thing she ever talks about when she's talking about her future and things that she likes doing is music. I don't know. She's never sort of said, "Oh, I really want to be a social worker like Harper," or "I really want to be a nurse like Dana," or you know what I mean? She's never had another drive. It's always been music, being in a band.
Yeah.
And now she's got a best friend who's got all this money in the bank and a record label, and I'm like, why are we still...
Absolute no-brainer, innit? It's just so stupid. Yeah.
I don't get it. This has given me a bit of like, is this just a long way round to giving her a record label? I don't know.
Let's get on the bloody highway, people, and get this over with.
In the meantime, if she is bored of Cash, then hello.
Obviously. Yeah, you'll help.
I will happily babysit.
No void here, Del.
Not with him around.
Didn't take long, did it?
I'm sorry. Right, Si, it's that time again. Your say on the bay.
My stay on the bay.
Yes! Come on,
Oh,
go.
because I haven't whinged enough this week.
I think we've just got about enough off our chest, but I reckon there's some more to come. Yes.
I feel half stone lighter.
I do. I feel
Yeah.
I feel like I've
Cleansed.
vented, got
Yeah.
my thoughts out into the universe, and let's
Yeah.
do that for some other people, because some other people have got in touch
Oh,
and said what they think, what's their say on the bay this week. So maybe we can make them feel a bit lighter by reading out their thoughts. So for anybody that's new here, this is the part of the podcast where we want to hear from you guys listening right now. You've just heard what we think of this week's shenanigans in the bay, but we also want to know what you thought. So some of you guys listening might remember at the end of the last year, we launched a new way of contacting us. So we have a new website, coastalnewspod.com. If you navigate your way to the website, there is a section on there called Your Say on the Bay. There's a form where you can put your name and you can type your thoughts into a box and send it to us. And what we want to know is, what do you think about everything that's happening on Home and Away right now? What do you think about what happened last week? When you're watching it next week, what do you think about everything that's unfolding next week? If you've got any thoughts you want to share with us, please do go to coastalnewspod.com, fill in the form and let us know. And we might just read them out on this section of the podcast next week, mightn't we? Before I do that, though, before I look at who's sent in the messages this week, a quick reminder, because we are on social media, social meds, as JP would say. We're Coastal News Podcast at Coastal News Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, etc. We do use Twitter still. I know it's controversial, but we all congregate there still, and it's the only place where everybody seems to congregate while the show is on. So we watch the show at 6:30 Monday to Friday. We jump on 5-Star and watch the show, or the 5 app streaming. We talk to people that are also watching the show at the same time. So if you're watching the show at 6:30 p.m, if you jump on Twitter and you use the Home and Away UK hashtag, there's people on there discussing what they think of the show as it's happening before their eyes. And we all just have a little, sometimes it's a bit of a jokey kind of picking fun at the show. Sometimes we're trying to psychoanalyze them. Sometimes we're agreeing with what they're doing. Sometimes we're not, and there's lots of different opinions on there as well. So you'll find people that you go, yeah, I think the same thing. Or you'll find someone that says something and you're like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's really interesting. So if you've got no one else to discuss the show with, like we had, jump on Twitter at 6:30 and find us. We're on there pretty much every night, aren't we? So
yeah,
join us. But I do have.
Be
some
nice
forms.
to see you.
It would. It'd be nice to see some new names on there, because there's quite a good gang on there. Really nice people that are there every night. And it would be nice to sort of bring some newbies in and talk to them as well. I'm sure everyone would like to talk to you. So yeah, jump on. Don't be scared. We're a nice bunch of people, I promise. But I do have some forms this week. Some people have gone to coastalnewspod.com and filled out the Your Say on the Bay form.
Paperwork.
Thank you for that, because there was no Your Say on the Bay without it. So Sam, first of all, Sam has written to us.
Hello,
Sam. So Sam says, Monday's episode, everyone is doing impact statements and being there for each other. But who the chuff is there for poor Justin? Yeah.
That's a good point.
He is trying to navigate this grief on his own. I guess he's because he's got this counsellor that we keep hearing about. He's going off to counsel all the time. Are we just assuming that he's got this external person helping him and he doesn't need support in the bay?
Yeah, but it is this notion, isn't it, that he's a lesser, like his loss is less than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Literally Leah did one. The Langham girls. Sarge did one. Justin could have had one. He's affected.
Yeah, he is affected. I'd say,
it's a good point, that.
Equally to Leah, because he spent more time with Theo. I know Leah's blood relative and everything, but I do believe that Justin spent a lot more time with Theo, had more in common with him than Leah did. But there we go.
If this show has taught us anything, not everything is about blood.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you found family. Yeah. Yes. And Sam says, Justin's even pushing David to do a statement. I bloody love him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard not to like Justin, isn't it, I think?
Selfless guy.
You do, it's like sometimes you think he's a bit dim, but you can't not like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was at work this week as well.
Oh, I know. Nina put a tweet out saying, Stone the Crows, he's gone to work.
Oh,
I was like, God, I nearly fell off my chair. But yeah, apparently.
still managed to keep the grease off them overalls, though.
Oh,
He?
the cleanest mechanic I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
He's very good. It's very good. Yes. And then Sam says, I don't actually blame Remy for talking to Bree, and fair play on him for the way that he took it.
Mm.
Yeah. What do you think about the
Well,
Remy thing?
we sort of came down the other way, didn't we? Talking about it earlier. We felt he was being quite unfair like that.
Do you think Sam's got a point? Like, you can't blame him for wanting to talk, like last-ditch attempt to talk to her?
Do you know, you can't, can you? But that doesn't make it fair. And I felt like it was quite unfair. I felt like platonically, he could have sort of said, I'd be really sad to see you go. I'd hoped one day maybe, if he wanted to say that, but that's towing the line, But if that's what you want, I'll support you, or, I want you to be happy. Instead, what he did was turn up and go, don't go.
Yes, that's the problem.
I think there's a difference, isn't there? Yeah.
You're right. If he'd said, "Oh, I've heard you're leaving, and I don't really like the idea because I guess I'd already had in my head that we'd eventually get back to each other," that's slightly more romantic as well than just "don't go."
Yeah. Instead, he sort of pleaded with her, and that almost guilts her then. And there's guilt sort of woven into her decision, whereas he should have just been like, "Oh yeah, like you say, you go in and." That does make me feel sad, but I'm happy for you if it's right for you, and just quietly go off and grieve that relationship because it's done.
Do you think though, do you think the way that he's done it is actually going to make her leave? Because I don't know. I think for me, if if one of my exes came to me and said, "Oh, I heard you're going to move away, don't go," even though he blanked me for a year, and he's been doing his own thing. I don't think that would make me go, "Oh, okay." But if he'd said to me like, "Oh, I guess we'd always had that thing," and I always
that would make you think.
Yeah, there's a different way of doing it, and maybe this is the point because Bree is going, and we don't want her to take him back and go back with him, do we? Really, because he doesn't. He just seems to, stagnate her life. And maybe that he's done it this way because she has to turn him down and go, nah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Klingon, get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he'd been more romantic and reasonable, I think we'd be like, "Ooh, interesting." But we don't want her to stay with him, do we? Or stay for him, I should say. So maybe his clumsy way of doing it is actually the right way of doing it so that she doesn't stay.
Yeah, maybe it's got to be this way. Yeah.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Yeah. But Sam can't blame him. Can't blame him for having a crack. Fair enough. And then we've got a message from Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hello,
Jamie. Jamie says there's an episode of Father Ted where a depressive priest finds himself uplifted while leaving Craggy Island. He gets on the bus, all smiles, but then Radiohead starts playing. Slowly, his smile fades and his misery returns. That's how I'll remember Bree. He says in her final week, she's merry at getting some new security implemented at the hospital. She's happy at the party to celebrate it with her colleagues. She's chuffed when Doctors Without Borders calls and her dream can finally be realised after being given a second chance. But then Remy knocks on the door. The smile fades. The misery returns.
Radiohead can be heard. Yeah.
Remy is Radiohead. That's hilarious. I like the analogy. And he says, like with Rose and Kirby, there were so many missed opportunities with Bree, but after 3 years, her time will be summed up by man-baby Remy dragging her down and down into the abyss, destroying any sort of character she could have had after such a dark entrance to the show. Wow.
It's right though, isn't it? We sort of said it ourselves, didn't we? Like, what has she brought to the table here as a character? You're right. We've got to, when he mentions the way she was brought in, that was fascinating.
Yes.
She's got probably one of the better backstories out of all the cast of that age group. When you think about it, maybe. I mean, the Langham backstory is quite interesting, but it's been dragged out so much we've lost interest.
Yeah.
But like, she's got one of the better ones.
She has, and I think the introduction of her to Remy was like a really good coupling at the beginning.
Yeah,
it was exciting. It was passionate. It was like he was the nice guy, but not too nice. He had got that kind of musician bad boy thing going on. He wasn't like a really well-to-do kind of fella. It was exciting because he wasn't going to knock her around. He genuinely liked her, and she had this horrible relationship with her husband. We all wanted her to leave him, and then Remy was there, and it was kind of romantic and fiery, and then they got together, and it all fizzled out.
And then nothing happened. Yeah, you're right. But even there was detail in her backstory with her husband, like, that made us believe the reason she stayed. Like, he paid for her tuition fees.
She felt indebted to him.
Yeah. Just little details like that really sort of worked at the time. And then for one reason or another, like, they gave her a family that we learned about, but we never really did anything with that. I'd say that's the same sort of aching to like Marley. Even though his family we did actually see on screen, that's a huge missed opportunity again. But that's not what we're talking about. So I just think, for some reason, Brie was chosen to be this, as you say, this supportive character, and less, and literally no story from that point, and it was a shame, really, because I was quite interested. I wonder, it'd be fascinating to know the reasons for that. Obviously, on shows like soaps, things get dropped and changed pretty on the fly, don't they? We know how these things roll with machines like this, and is it just made way for another character that the audience responded to better? I don't know what the decision making process is.
No.
But I mean, she's been here 3 years now. Then it's a bit longer.
That's what Jamie says. After 3 years, her time will be summed up by man baby Remy dragging her down into the abyss.
Honestly, I think we said earlier on the pod, I don't think we'll be talking about her.
No. I think I'll only notice her when someone's head needs drilling, or like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I mean, there are doctors. Is that a pretty sort of cursed role in the Bay? Because there are doctors that you remember, but there are not many. There's loads that you don't.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, Tori had a decent sort of personal life. We learned loads about her family and her boyfriends, and she had lots of things to do outside of the hospital.
And Robbo.
And yeah, exactly. And Levi has got so much storylines outside of the hospital that actually I'm shocked when he goes to work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's not like they're not writing storylines for the doctors or giving them any sort of fleshing out. Or I think Levi's had loads of character development, because we hated him when he first came in, and we're now not Team Levi, but you know what I mean? We are on board with Levi now. So he must have had a fair old work put into him to get us to that place, because we couldn't stick him or bear him on screen, and now we're like, oh, give him his baby Mac, get on with it. So
I wonder then, is Brie a victim of the Levi effect?
Yeah, could she be?
They've made him a doctor, and then suddenly that's what they're right. I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? But she was as characters go, even the ones you hate, at least you're feeling for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I think Jamie's got a point. I think, unfortunately, her pairing with Remy, for whatever reason, they started writing Remy really weirdly. I think that them two together at the beginning, I really enjoyed Remy's character then. I enjoyed him in Lyric. I know that's controversial to say, but I did enjoy him in Lyric, and I did enjoy their first sort of foray into romance, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But since then, they've made some really strange decisions with Remy. You know, the millionaire thing doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And it's not been believable, you know, and her being with a millionaire, it doesn't feel like she's with a millionaire. It's just really strange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I thought that they would be more of the it couple, that
Yeah.
because they had got that really interesting kind of first meet and first sort of.
Yeah, he saved her.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
really. Like, I know she saved herself in a way, because she, you know, she was going to be buried alive or killed or whatever, buried by her husband, and she, you know, she had to kill him to save herself. So she did sort of save herself from that situation. But he'd already kind of saved her by showing her there was a life outside of her marriage, that she didn't have to stay trapped with him, that there was something out there for her, and she, you know, she could fight and have this different life. I don't think at the time she thought about killing Jacob, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
So I think he opened something in Bree that made her go, "Oh, I don't have to stay in this loveless marriage with this horrible person that beats me up."
Yeah.
So I think Remy was sort of really, a really good thing for her at the beginning, but then they didn't write them that way going forwards. It was just like, oh, they're together now, like that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going,
you're right.
look, they're going for a pizza. Like, since he's become a millionaire, what's he spent his money on? He went for a picnic with Brie on the beach one time when her father died, and he was like trying to cheer her up and take her for a picnic, like I think it was the year later, the anniversary of his death or something. And then he's paid off her medical, which it doesn't make sense because he's paid off her student loans. But then she said that Jacob put her through uni. So I was like, what has he actually paid off? I'm confused.
Yeah, I know.
Who's paid what?
And she was paying bloody Remy's bills at one point.
Exactly. But that's it. And then it was like, oh, they didn't get engaged, they didn't get married, they didn't go abroad, they didn't do anything exciting. They just kind of stagnated.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
The pair of them, really. If this was Remy leaving, we'd probably be saying similar things. Your better characters are the ones that leave, have different. You know, if you leave in a different place, you've gone through something, you've grown in whatever way, you know, maybe you leave in a box. But like, there's something that to show for, you know, those 3 years.
Yes.
Can't really say that here, can we? And yeah, I think you're both right. That being stuck with Remy has perhaps stunted her elsewhere in the bay.
It is a shame, isn't it? Because like Jamie says in his message, you know, to see her happy this week, see that side of Brie. And when you have seen that side of Brie, like there's been other occasions where we've seen her like partying and having fun and letting her hair down. She's not just Dr. Brie. And even when they were having this celebration and one of them called her Dr. Brie in her house, it's just Brie, you know, you're in my house, you can call me Brie. We don't see Brie, you know, we see Dr. Brie most of the time. So it is a shame. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, well. The last line from Jamie's message kind of sums it up, really, I think, because Jamie says, "Farewell, sweet Brie. Oh, what could have been." That's how we feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you to Sam and Jamie for getting in touch. As I said, there would be no Your Say in the Bay without your input, so please do get in touch. coastalnewspod.com. Go to the Your Say on the Bay section, fill in the form, let us know your thoughts about what's happening on Home and Away at the moment, what you think of the storylines, and then we might just read out your thoughts next week on Your Say on the Bay. So thank you very much for listening.
Please take the time to like, subscribe and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts and ensure you never miss an episode.